Only in America, baby. The red, white, and blue. Hey, y'all make sure you go out and vote on Tuesday. Here in Georgia, we have like 14 months of early voting. And I did that once, and it was just not the same. I kind of like going on election day. You know, this will be the first year that my daughter, she just turned 18, that she's going to be on voting. So we're going to do it as a family affair. We kind of like taking the little kids with us to the voting thing, and they get all excited, and they get the sticker that they voted to. Then I post that on Facebook, and then I get banned because, you know, my kids vote. Then I freak everybody out around here, right? Because I think I'm still registered in Alabama, and so I'm two miles away from the Alabama line. So I think one year I said I showed an Alabama voting sticker and told them I just voted in Alabama and I was about to head to Georgia to vote. And then I said, man, this is so fun. So I would take pictures of me like at 6 or 7 different voting places in Georgia, and I would tell people that I was voting at each one of those. People were going nuts. Insane. Oh, me, but go out, vote. Have a good time. Love this country. All right, what are we doing? The market. What in the world? Must have been one of those economic reports, huh? I don't know. Who knows? Who cares? It's bipolar. Hey, is y'all's this thing working or not? What the crap? Why's my AD thing not working? Is y'all just working? Mine's not working. All right. Hey, I wanted to show we had a comment on our YouTube. Let's see if I can figure this out. Let me hit my stream deck button that I was showing y'all the other day. We did have a comment. Let's see this. It's kind of cool. Some gentleman said, how do we learn your strategy? How do we learn your strategy? All right, so let's see. Land of the free. Let's see. Let's see. I don't know what he said. Anyway, he said, hey, how do I learn your strategy? When I watch your video, all I see you doing is updating the spreadsheet. Okay, so you probably just have started watching. So yeah, we do spend a lot of time updating spreadsheet, but the spreadsheet it's really simple though. You see the spreadsheet with all these pages on it, and you're probably flipping out. Remember, 3 and we're done. Three plays and a cloud of dust, baby. That's us. That's what we do. We got theta, we got delta, and we got buying power. And so we make the assertion you can run any portfolio with those 3 metrics. I used to include Vega on it, and I used to do some ratio analysis with all those. The more I did it, the more I go, yeah, it's not important. It's just not important. Forget you Vega, and let's just keep size in check. So when we're doing this, well, first of all, let's look at the big green monster. I finally drew it. So look at this. Big green monster strikes again, pops to the high, pops here to the low, comes back up here. What do we see? This looks mighty bullish to me. So what we'll do is spend some time filling these gaps, right? And we're always finding the magnet at the point of control and volume profile. Let's look at our, what do you call, a linear regression real quick, right? Linear regression. So linear regression, you know, doing what it does. And now, did I see anything from this? Let's see, this downturn was even, yeah, it really wasn't gaining momentum, right? So it was kind of all about the same. And then, you know, so yeah, we're just teetering in and out. Can't really see anything from the linear regression chart. That's the extent of my technical analysis. That's all I do. We really don't even have to do that. So yeah, we do make decisions. If this is your first time, we make decisions based on 3 things: theta, delta, and buying power. And so we've got this nice little spreadsheet that, well, turns green if everything's right. Now, let's say that you want a personalized spreadsheet. Okay, look, I guess I could go in and personalize it for you. Book a session with me. Book an hour with me. I think the little booking things down there. Book an hour with me. I'll go in and I'll fix your spreadsheet, right? So I'll give you a personalized. If you say, Bobby, I want this to always be 50. Okay, make sure it is a day that I've taken my Adderall. I'm not taking my Adderall today. Dang it, I was going to take my medicine when I was downstairs. Do y'all realize I have been off insulin for 2 weeks? I normally take 3 injections a day. 3. And I hadn't had it for 2 weeks. Now, Bobby, what's changed in 2 weeks? Okay, now, admittedly, I am counting my calories better. But y'all, you gonna call me nuts. I think this acupuncture stuff is doing some stuff to me. She's got me massaging my pancreas and my spleen and my liver. I ain't lying. I think there's something to it. And either Ed and his face cream or something is clearing up my psoriasis. I don't know. I'm just saying. It's just weird. All right, what was I saying? Okay, so we got 3 metrics that keep everything together, right? So pretty easy stuff. All right, so let's go in and let's do our account. So we'll do the tasty account first. Look at this. Volatility is coming in, y'all. Look at this. We ain't had a day of increased volatility in a while. Look at that. Now, this is one of the reasons we're getting paid, right? Because we are short vol. So if we're short vol and vol goes down, daddy gets the baby money. Daddy gets baby food money. See, so that's been happening of late. So that's kind of cool, right? Watching volatility drop. So, I mean, it's still what they call bid. I don't speak in those terms, but volatility is bid. That means it's popped up, but it's, it's coming down. So let's see if I can show you how much I got in this account today. Well, won't you show us, you fat black glass wearing bastard? Hey, calm down. 36,293.84. 36,293.84. 36, 11, 4, 22. 36, what I say? 36,293.84. 36,293.84. Praise the Lord Jesus. Hallelujah. Let's go.
Well, we're moving on now. We're moving on up to the side. To a deluxe apartment in the sky.
Now, the cool thing about that is that, let's see, we started only tracking this account on the 13th. So in less than a month, you and I have made $906. But Bobby, the market was down 3-something% yesterday. Did you make money? Yeah, made money then. Well, you lost $45 there. You underwear wearing some of it. By the way, this is the first time I've actually led our live session when I'm in underwear in a long time. Because normally I go to the gym and get my sweat clothes on, and I'm in that by the time I get back, but I ain't going to the gym yet. So I'm in my underwear. All right, so what we do now? So if you're at home, that's the first thing you do. You log your little Netflix so we can keep up with how we're doing. How you doing, baby? Now here's the problem, right? Because here's where you're gonna go all freak out on me. We're gonna go over here to realize premium, and you're gonna go, uh-oh, we're up 256. What's the market up? The market is up 2.93. Okay. But y'all, here's the great thing. The market's beating us, right? But the market don't have this. Look here, y'all. The market don't have this. Let me see what the market don't have. The market. So if we can hang with the market in bullish times and outperform the market in bearish times, y'all, behave. If we can do this, let's make sure we got them all here. Look, let's show it again because it sure is pretty. Look at our little profit hump, y'all. So we don't care if the market goes up. Look at this. We're gonna make the same. We're just gonna make money from our burn of our theta every day. But look at this to the downside. Drop, baby, drop. Drop, baby, drop. Look at this. This is profits if we go all the way down here. So we got something that the market don't have. You and I got a little bit of downside protection. Market ain't got that. So we should be able to hang with the market in bullish times. That's the thesis that I'm operating off of. We may be a little below it, but if we have a pullback, we're going to outperform it. Yeah, baby. All right, so delta is 17 and 45 on theta. Let's put that in. 17 and 45. 17 and 45. Now, I didn't even have to look at the market. If my deltas are going down, the market's going up, right? And if the market's going up and I got positive deltas, that means my theta is going to go down. So I am just as happy as a little fish in the doggone pond. Look at that. I got I'm over 0.1. That's where we want to be. And we want to be higher, no higher than 0.3. And look at this volatility coming down today, 24. So 0.3. What's our buying power used? That's the amount of collateral that we put up in the account that the broker says, in case everything goes to hell, we figure it's going to take $12,000 out of your account. Okay, we'll put it up. 11,853. Uh-oh, that's the same number from yesterday. Which means I need to log out, log back in, because it's probably changed, but we'll go on that, right? We'll say we're 32. That has probably gone down since the market's gone up. It's gone in our favor with us being positive deltas. So what am I going to do today? All right. What would you do, ladies and gentlemen? What would you do? The first thing I do is put on my underwear. Now, the first thing I do is pee, because I've been laying there for 3 hours in the fetal position going, God, I got to get up and pee. God, I got to get up and pee. Then I'll fall asleep for a little bit and I'll wake back up and I'll go, God, I got to wake up and pee. See, look, Ken, I don't know, man. Look, I got a history of being a lazy, good for nothing sloth, right? I'm a lazy fat person who is trying to change my lifestyle. So the first, it's hard. I'm just lazy still. I just can't roll out of bed. I'm sitting there going, because I'm fighting. I want to stay there in the bed because I'm just lazy. I didn't want to get up this morning and do our little class, but Beth's like, we're going to lunch today. We're going to spend time with the kids. I'm like, okay. Oh, here we are. All right, so what was I saying? So y'all, you know what we could do? I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm thinking we might could do something on the call side. It's probably not going to take any buying power. We got a great update in the market, right? Look at our deltas. I mean, our deltas are flat anyway. And it would be so small that if the market keeps going up and blows past our call, we really don't care. Do we? Yeah, too much information. Do a 111 on call. It's trying to bring me back into reality, I mean, Ed and I talk about skincare just about every day. And now he's saying, listen, keep it in the center, young man. Let's talk about the 111 on the call side. All right, let's do that. All right, so what am I doing? Oh yeah, let's do one on the call side. Let's take a risk, y'all. I'll be the guinea pig. Y'all don't do this. Let me be the guinea pig, right? We said we hated calls. Let's go back through it again on this IRA account, because we didn't look on the IRA account. I've done these on the calls. Right? Let's just show you. And let's see if we lost any money doing it. Puts, both. All right, so that had some calls in it. Did that lose money? No. Let's go here. Both. Did that lose money? No, that made money. Both. That made money. 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 Calls made money. I don't know why I stopped doing them. I know it was because I was looking at those individual trades. Look at this. Both. Okay, no, both. That made money. Puts lost money. Calls. Both made money. Calls made money. Do you see a boat? Okay, here's a boat that lost money. How much money did we lose? We lost $15. Well, I'll be dang. Look at this, y'all. Then I went totally to puts. I don't know why I was scared of the calls, but I was. I know it was because I became, instead of a portfolio manager, I became a trade manager. Bobby, you can't do that. You can't do it, young man. All right, so let's go do it. This is going to be fun. All right, so let's go over here. Let's do a trade. And how we do it? Okay, here we go. So we're going to go to this 56 days, which might be 55 days since I hadn't logged out. And we're going to do a long call vertical, 50 wide. Okay. And now why the kids are out of school today, I have no idea. They're being quiet right now, but I'm going to have to yell at them. I'm going to have to threaten to spank them. All that. But for right now, they've been pretty darn good. Did I tell y'all we had to take JoJo to the office the other day and let him see the paddle from the teacher? And I said, do y'all paddle here? He said, we will if you want us to. I said, praise God, let me sign the forms. Okay, where we at? So here we are, so at 975. Then what we would do, I don't know, I'd probably do a 112, right? I'd probably, get 2 out here where I could get 10. Let's see what kind of deltas we could get way out in case we get to the raging bull market. Now, you can adjust your days too. I remember Karen said, I hate calls, so she'd only go out 14 days, and we're going out to 60, gives you a little longer risk. But I think as long as we're keeping our portfolio metrics in line now, we're doing fine with this. So I could probably go out here, One of these, which is 8% probability of winning the money. I like those odds, baby. And then we'll make 2 of those, right? 2 of those. Now, here's what's interesting. Here's what's interesting, people, is look what it's giving me. It's giving me buying power relief. The broker and their management team are saying, you know what, yeah, we're kind of happy with you putting something on the other side, you big, fat, good for nothing, 9-toed son of a gun. We kind of like you doing that. So the trade has a max profit of $188, 12% probability of profit. Oh boy, we don't like that. But y'all, we know that ain't true. We know that ain't the case. Let's look at this, see if we're going on the curve page here. Oh my gosh. Oh, behave. Look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? So, you sit here and you go, yeah, I want the market to go up. Right? We don't care if the market goes down. We don't care if the market goes up. And what we really say is, you know what? Hey, if you're going to go up here, wait a few days. Wait until we build that beast on this side. Wait till we build this empire on the upside. Wait till this T0 line, time today, right, equals this. So when we go up, next thing you know, you're making a big old profit. So I like the trade. I like the trade. Let's go back to the table. So why don't you and I take this off? So remember 4280. Now help me remember that. We'll delete that leg. 4280. So let's talk about what this trade does. Let's bring out the, what do you call, drawing program while I take a sip of coffee. Walmart coffee, baby. Walmart coffee. Y'all may be some fancy people. It's got to go get you a latte like Beth does with your 7 pumps. Oh, when she makes me drive through Starbucks, I hate that place. And she's like, Bobby, I want a caramel macchiato hot with 9 pumps. I'm like, 7 pumps. 7 pumps. Unbelievable. All right. So remember, we talked about the 3 metrics that you and I keep up with. We keep up with delta, theta, and buying power. Okay. We went through this class a couple times yesterday. All right. So if you're buying a call or call debit spread, or no, if you're buying a call, if you're buying a call, what does buying a call do? Well, buying a call is going to increase your delta. Buying a call is going to decrease your theta. And what's it going to do to my buying power? Buying by myself. I'm buying a call, I'm getting bullish. It's probably going to take me some buying power to do that, right? But that's not what we're doing here. You and I are basically selling a call. Now, yeah, we're buying a call debit spread, but we're selling a call. So what's selling a call do? That's going to make my deltas go down. That's going to make that evil theta go up that we love so much, that Ken loves so much. And what's it going to do to our buying power? It's going to reduce our buying power. We've just saw, right? They're going to reduce our buying power a little bit. Or I would say, I would even make this negligible, right? It's not going to really mess with it at all. So what we're doing here is we're decreasing our deltas. We're getting further delta neutral. But the big thing that we're doing with this is we're increasing our theta. And theta is a sweet thing. All right, so we got this thing here for 975. That's 950. So let's see if we can get it filled for 975. And ding-a-ding-a-ding, ding-a-ding. In, baby. In. All right. What was the other one I was going to do? 4280. Right? So let's go to the 4280. And let's get it to that mid price. And we're going to increase our quantity to 2. And that gives us a $47 credit in our buying power. Ta-da! There we go. Ta-da! Bingo. So now let's look. So now our deltas went from 17 to 12. Our theta increased to 49 from 45, gave us an extra $4 of theta. And what happened to our buying power? Our buying power was 11,853. It'll probably say the same thing because I hadn't logged out. Let's say 11,853. But we know that if I log out, log back in, our buying power went down just a little bit. Okay. Groovy. How about that? And we took advantage of going the contrarian view to the market, right? Contrarian view is, hey, we're kind of, market's up big today, no better time to sell a call. And that's what we did. Questions, comments. Everybody happy? God, y'all ought to be happy. Y'all ought to be happy. If you are watching us for the first time on YouTube, you don't need to go anywhere else. I tell you, we're on to something. We're on to something. Blind squirrel finds a nut every now and then. So let's go to our little account now. So that's our $35,000 account. This is $36,000 account now. So let's go to the little account. So the little account is 27,243. So let's go get him today. 11,422. And let's see if we're up any money in this one. Wrong one, Bob. This one. This one, this one, this one. So we are at 27,371, 27,371, 27,300.71. Cue the band and play it, baby.
Well, we're moving on now to the side, to a deluxe apartment in the sky.
Deltas are 8, theta is 29. Okay, 8 and 29. 8, 29. We know the VIX is 24. Look at this, y'all. Doing good. But it ate some of our theta. Let's see if our buying power went down. I would imagine it did. Yes, it did. 98.26. 98.26. Yeah. Okay. So we're still a little rich here, aren't we? We're still a little rich here. Now, you and I know something that will take up no buying power, and we know something that will also decrease our delta and increase our theta. And we just did it in the other account. Why would I not do it? My theta is toward the lower end. My buying power is toward the upper end. So I really don't need to put on another 111 or 112 to the put side, because that's going to increase my buying power. But if I do it on the call side, it's not going to. So again, we're experimenting over here. Let's go put one in. Where's my dang micro? Micro.
Bobby, have you thought about, and I'm just joining in,
Come here.
maybe
Joey.
a
Strangle.
strangle,
Yep. I
a
mean,
strangle 112.
Yeah, I mean, I could do that. I could do that. I think by doing this is just my thought. I could do it all at the same time, right? And kind of ladder these in every day. I think by like yesterday, if I did a 111 on the put side, and today I'm doing one on the call side, haven't I actually done a strangle 112 or 111? I just didn't do them in the same day. So yeah, I could put it on both sides. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all, right? So if you wanted to do that, that's probably going to take up a little buying power because I'm doing something on the put side too. So I'm probably not going to do that. But yeah, I mean, that's what I'll basically have an effect. Since I've done them on the put side, now I'm doing one on the call side. I'll probably it'll look like a string. But yeah, you see what Matt's doing. So if y'all are just starting out and you want to do them on both sides every time, I think we can do that now that we're in this metric portfolio phase. I don't know why I ever got away from, when I first started, that's what we were doing. And I get away from stuff. And we didn't do the calls because we were scared of the calls. But now we're like, hey, man, as long as we keep our metrics in line, go for it. Get that theta up, keep the buying power in check, roll, baby. Let's roll this crap. I'm excited. I'm excited.
Another thing that we kind of have to keep in mind is that you're throwing on the call side on a day that we're up, or we were up close to 2%. So if you are throwing on call sides on down days as well, then it's going to be a lot easier for us to get tested on that side. So
Yep, you're exactly
if the
right.
call side's closer, we're going to have a little bit more of a hard time with it in the long run.
Yep, you're taking advantage of market movement, right? So we're letting the market run up today, and we go, well, man, we're in a bear market. We got elections coming up next week. We got, we got all this kind of stuff that a lot of people are scared of. And so if the market's going to be up, over 1%, that's a great time to sell a call. It just is. So why don't we go and do our same thing over here? So let's see, we're gonna do the 41, 40, 40, 90, 40, 90, 41, 40, 40, 90, 41, 40. Good point, Evan. It's good seeing Evan talk. We got some new people in here. The first voice that y'all heard was the legendary Matt Jollywally. What'd you say, Beth? Did you say Matt's your best friend? What'd you say? I don't know why Beth's so infatuated with man. It's like,
I'm talking to my dog.
oh, that's my daughter. All right, so let's get him for 975. Now you can't get Phil for 970, y'all. It'll reject your order. Y'all saw me do that yesterday, right? So let's try to do 975 for this. And that says buying power effect is 50.25. Why? Because I put it on a bullish trade and all I got is bullish things down at the bottom. So this is taking $50 of buying power to put on the, what do you call, little credit there. All right, so let's, and then the market seems like it's turning around a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead and sell the call, 42.80. So here's where I should get a little bit of buying power relief, right? So I'm gonna sell two of the 42.80s, two of the 42.80s. Now let's go up to that mid price of 10.50. This should give me a little buying power relief. Well, no, they're not taking anything. Okay, and I bring in the $102. All right. Ta-da! I said, ta-da! There we go. So 10.25 on that, right? So let's go and put that in 10.25. Now, Bobby, why aren't you keeping, remember, I'm trying to show y'all two management methods. One management method, we don't even put you don't even got to track your orders. You don't want to, don't even worry about them. Don't even worry about listing them. All you got to do is do this page and this page. If you don't have time to do those stuff, you want to take extra time to put your little things in because we're tracking metrics and all that. And you're a geek and a nerd, you like that, that's fine. So let's go over here. We traded micros. We did one tranche, and this is a naked call. Oh, be still NC1, and we did the 42.80 call. What the crap? What the crap? Oh. It doesn't even know what a call is. We ain't done them this alone. There we go. Calls, right? And the strategy is naked. And we're at 56 days. Let's see, we've been able to put a trade on it here a long time. So now you go, wait a minute, without messing with my buying power, I can start putting on trades. Yeah, isn't that cool? We increase that data and get it up higher, take a little more risk. So we got in there at 10.25. Brought in $49 of premium. Let's go put our PES debit spread in, PCS. So we did, no, wait a minute, I got two of those, didn't I? Oh. Come here, baby. We did two naked calls, sorry. I hope I did two. All right, we did one tranche of the put, or the call debit spread, CDS, right? Call debit, CDS one. And we said that's the 40, how did I do this? 40.90. I put the one closest first. 40.90, 41.40 calls. Debit spread.
Bobby,
Yeah.
at the end of your session, I'd like to ask you a few questions about this spreadsheet. I don't want
Sure.
to interrupt this. I just reminded you now before you run off. It's so I just wanted to get that in, and I want to ask you a couple questions at the end of the session.
Okay, great. Do you want me to record it or not record it, Ken?
Well, I think it might be beneficial because I started using your spreadsheet finally, and this particular spreadsheet is working for me. And because for one, I'm using a paid version, not a subscription version of Excel, and you're using the subscription, and I've had some difficulties. And the other thing is, I have this thing where I got to understand it. And
Okay, yeah.
I understand your one, but there's a couple questions, and it might benefit some of the people coming on board. Because when I had enormous trouble starting the spreadsheet because your uploads had some of your trades in there, not and not a blank screen. So how do I get your stuff out and others in? Anyway, that's, we'll save that for later. It's just, it might help some people. So,
Okay, okay, sure. All right, so y'all, so now we're at 2 delta. We increased our theta to 33. All right. We increase that. And the buying power, it looks like it went up now, but the market is kind of going down now too, right? Yeah, market's going down, so our buying power is going to go up. So let's see where our buying power increased. 9980. 9980. So let's see what that looked like. 9980. So the market's got, so you know, really no effect on the buying power at all. We're about the same thing. And we gave, well, I mean, we're delta neutral, y'all. We're just delta neutral. So the cool thing to do, well, now let's look at it over here. Let me undo that, and undo that, because I always, let's go look at it. Let's go see what we did now. So let's go over here. Let's go analyze. Let's go hide simulations. We got everything over here. Single symbol, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so then we want to look at our stuff that's 56 days out. So it should be this one, right? And look what we got here. Looky here. Looky here. Ain't that pretty? Let me move this to today's date. Yeah, look at that. So what was flat to the upside here, you can see we're out, you know, here's a 5% move up in the market. Here's a 10% move up in the market. So if we have a 10% move in the market, we're still going to make $132. Our break even is, you know, what, 12% up from the market before we start, you know, going down. I like that. Isn't that cool? Now, here's kind of what it looks like the longer that you go, right? So what's this? This is what's cool. What's this? I'm going to advance the days. What's the T0 line? T0 line is here. So watch what happens as the days go by. Remember the old gospel song, it gets sweeter as the days go by. And so what we see is our little line here is building up here, right? So, you know, by the 23rd, look at this. You know, and look what happens to your break even. See my break even here? You see my break even going out, out, out. Watch it. Break even goes out, 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 out. Isn't that beautiful? Yeah, beautiful little wrist graph. So am I scared of anything to the upside? No. We're fine. I feel real good. All right. Let's look at our what do you say, our nearest expiration, because that's where any management takes place, right? So let's go to the series that is closest. Here's our series that's coming up. How y'all feeling about this one? Look at this. That's sweet. Market goes down 5%. Good. Praise the Lord. Come on. Market goes down 12%. Hallelujah. No big deal. It's just great. All right. I don't want to brag about it too much. You know, when I get overly confident, and y'all can tell I got a little moxie lately. You know, little Bobby, you know, used to be the fat kid. Nobody would pick. I was always picked last at recess to play dodgeball. And then, of course, I was the first one to be killed on dodgeball because the fat boy couldn't move. You know, so I didn't have a lot of confidence growing up. So then you kind of get out, then you kind of become, you know, you can't get a little fat kid. This is a little fat kid that goes, you know, now I can play dodgeball. Little fat kid, nothing wrong with a little moxie, little confidence. So let's go to the other account. Oh, let me show y'all this, y'all. I gotta show y'all this. You don't like this. Look at Ed bringing me down 32% on a Treasury bill. Way to go, Ed. I texted him yesterday. I said, "You're taking me down, man. 32 cents down on my." Oh, but I'm up 8 cents today, or 9 cents today. Praise the Lord. In my little Treasury bill there. Okay, that's fine. Anyway, we don't want to get y'all distracted with treasuries today. So let's go to the big account. And the big account is 104,674. 104,674. 104,674. She is rocking and rolling. 104, y'all, what this means, 674 does mean one thing and one thing only, that we're going to make
Well, we're moving on now to the side, to a deluxe apartment in the sky.
34, 81, 34 and 81, 81, and Man, I just cannot get that. I can't get nothing I do is getting my theta up. Nothing I do. I'm such a failure. I got to do something. We may do what Matt was talking about in this account today. That would make sense, right, Matt? It makes sense in this one. So let's have a spine pair we're using. We're using 3874. 3874. So yeah, we may do it like that today. 874. Here we go. We're using, other side. 874. Look at us, baby. We're using 29% of our buying power. We got more buying power to use. We just got to do something. Yeah, we have got to do something. What are we going to do? Okay. Let's go and
If
get
it
that.
wasn't Friday, I would suggest you make that green background turn red on your buying power. You
Let's
know,
see.
make it go like the 36 to 40.
Oh, right here.
Yeah, but it's we're going into a weekend, so the chicken in me says don't.
Yeah. All right, so let's do, what do we do this? Let's just copy that trade that we had in the last account, right? So let's go put in our field order here. So we'll sell our 2 here, create duplicate order. And let's see if we can get the 1050, which would be nice, confirm and send. And then we're going to do change my account here to that one. And send it, baby. Send it, baby. Cancel replace. We'll go back to 10.25. Da-da-da. Beautiful. Fill. Hang it. Market's moving, y'all. It's moving against us. Market's moving down. I'm gonna chase her down. Y'all don't chase. I'm chasing. Probably better than movie strikes, to be honest with you. But that's fine. We'll chase it down to $10. Okay. And then we're going to go get our other order. We got field, our spread. We're going to create a duplicate order there. Goodness. Hopefully still. Okay, we'll see if we get a 975. Look at that. Things are moving, y'all. 975, move it to the Bobby. Here we go. And Shwang. Shwang, baby. There we go. So we're in at 9.25 and what, 10? 9.25 and 10. 9.25 and 10. Okay. We'll put it in my spreadsheet. And I know it's got to be boring for y'all. I shouldn't apologize. Y'all say don't apologize, but you know, hey, I don't got all day to watch some chubby guy, you know, on YouTube update the spreadsheet. I got you. But if you'll kind of do it with me, right? If you're kind of doing it along with me and you're doing your trades at the same time I'm doing mine, it's really, really good. Uh-oh. I don't want it on this page. Hey. Hold on. I'm on the wrong page. Remember, we started breaking stuff up. So we're not doing it here. We're not doing it here. We're doing it on the NP and spreads page, which now I should just put called naked and spreads page, since we can do some calls. Is it a mistake to do calls? I don't think so. We'll find out. You know, I'll take the risk. Naked call 1. And he was the 4280 calls. Naked.
Jeepers.
Naked. Jeepers. What happened?
Hey, so I'm trying to do, I've been wanting to put on this 112 in the E-mini,
Mhm.
and it keeps rejecting me because of an illegal price. You
Yeah.
had that problem yesterday,
Yeah.
and for the life of me, I can't figure out what the heck I'm doing to make it give it an illegal price.
Yeah, it's probably, you got to work them in quarters, I think. So you got to work it. So if you're doing it at, 1080, it's going to give
That's
you
what
an
I did.
illegal.
Yeah, I gave it. I go by ticks. I don't do that. And it's not that problem, but that is a good. You're right about that. It is. That's the problem in many cases.
Yeah.
Somebody's texting the hell out of me. I don't think it's me.
4140 calls. Debit spray 56 11/4/22. And what do we say here? What was that? 10.25? No, 975 was 9. 875. So we got 110, 975. Let me just double check that. A 9 1/4. Oh, big deal. How about that? Got that cheap. So that makes me feel pretty good. We got it cheap.
Are you sure you got filled? Because I got filled the same time you said you did.
Yeah, I got filled at 9 1/4.
Oh, okay.
9 1/4 on that. See what Ken's doing now? He's doing it along with us, which is kind of cool, right? So
It's
now
rare.
listen,
I usually don't.
yeah, I don't blame you. And for most of you out there, don't follow me blindly, right? Y'all know I could lose money big time. I've done it before. Y'all see me do it. We admit it all. All right,
Yeah.
so we've done that. So let's see now. So now we could say, you know what? We could actually still do something on the put side in this account, right? Bring in a little more. Yeah, I think we can. So let's do that. Everything's under control. Now, you know, you don't necessarily want to do it on a day when the market's raging up. I got it. It's fine. But the probabilities are the probabilities, y'all. I mean, the probabilities don't change just because the market's up. All these things are still the same. So we would go a long put vertical. So this will satisfy Matt's urge to do the strangle version. It really is what we're doing today, right? Oh, not quantity. One minute. I'm gonna move strikes down. Bob Rand. This is so hard. Let's just move the mean, please. So if I move this here, if I'm moving that here, if I move this here. Remember, I don't like overlapping my strikes. Just my personal preference. Y'all do y'all, I'll do me. 37, that's 11 1/4. Moving down another time or two. And there's 10 1/4. Here we go. 975. So we could do 10 1/4. Now, when the market is up, if you like Ed does this sometimes, he'll go, man, hey, there's no better day to put me on a put debit spread. It's a great day to just do the put debit spread. You ain't got to sell the put. Right? If your account needs some negative deltas and your theta is okay, and you want to put a little hedge of protection in there and build your wall up to the downside, it's a great day just to do this all by yourself. Right? You can just put this in and take advantage of market movement. So, you know, look at your account. Again, all your decisions should be made on your Greeks and ratios page. That makes all your decisions. You don't need anybody else. You don't need Sweet Bobby. You don't need Beth. You don't need my kids. You just need you and your metrics. And your metrics don't have to be mine. Make them yours. So let's go into the micros, 56 days. And we're going to go way down on the put side then. And then I think it would be nice if we isolate this individual trade that we did today. Would y'all like to see that, what the whole thing looks like? I think that's kind of cool to watch the individual trade. So we're going to do the 35.30. I know, Evan. It is so much fun, man. I mean, I'm going to sleep at night and I dream about this stuff. And it's so fun. You know, I mean, you think about it. I'm an old retired guy, you know, 30 years with the government. And you know, I live on a little farm. I'm about to get 19 silky chickens tomorrow at the Piggly Wiggly in Tallapoosa, Georgia. We're meeting a lady there and we're buying 19 silky chickens because silkies are my favorite. And my neighbor's dog killed all my silkies. So I'm just like, you know, I'm dreaming about silky chickens and trading. And it's just so fun. So I hope y'all are having fun. I mean, this is just great. Just great. What the crap? Why is it 975 over here and 1025 over here? I'm not sure my stripes are right. Hold on. Where'd my thing go? Where'd my thing go? 35.30, 34.80 at $10. Okay, let's do that. Let's do it. $10. $10. Unbelievable. 10 1/4. Treat me like a yard dog. I can move my stuff. I'm not going to take time to move stuff. I'll pay 10 1/4 for that. All right, we're in. We are in, and then we're going to sell. Well, I can find that over here by myself. Right? We're going to sell a 112, get him nice and, you know, safe out here. So look at this, y'all. You want to really take, you know, bring in a little more theta, get a little closer to the money. I can do that. I'm going to do 2 of these 3200s. Really good about things. We're going to move it to the mid price and get 1350. 1350 on 2 of them. You know, my normal tranche size in this account is 2. Okay. Well, I've done two trades, right? So I've done it on the call side and the put side. No need to complicate it. So let's go in at 13.25. Let's see. There we go. Come on, baby. Fill me somebody before y'all head to the Hamptons or wherever y'all go. Or to Lake Wedowee if you're around me. I'm gonna go to the lake today. Oh, those people get on my nerves. You know, that they're like, oh, at my lake house. I'm like, oh, boy. You know, take your lake house and shove it. All right. So, sorry. Here we go. Give me S. So we did two tranches of the naked. Two naked. So we're going to call it naked put 21. NP 21. And we sold the, oh, if I could remember stuff, we sold the 3,200 for 13.25. 3,200 for 13.25. Okay, 3,200, 3,200. This was on the put side. Put naked 56 days. 56 days. Okay, let's look at our trade. Then let's look at this individual trade, and I'll let y'all go. Let y'all enjoy y'all's day. So we got that for 13.25. Beautiful. So next trade is MBS. We did one tranche of the PDS 21, and the strikes were yeah, 35, 30, 34, 80, 35, 30, 34, 35, 30, 34, 34, 80. Puts debit spread 56, 11, 4, 22. And I'm not forgetting that Ken's got some questions at the end, so we'll keep that covered. Anybody want to hang around for that 10.25 on my debit? Hey guys, y'all get out. Daddy's in a session. Daddy ain't playing. Y'all want to go to the Applebee's? Y'all better straighten it up. God is my witness. All right, so we got that in for 10.25. So let's kind of look at what that did to our Greeks, right? Let's just see what we did here. So put that order in. So now we're at 41.99. Look at this. Look at this, y'all. 41.99. Greeks and ratios. 41.99. I still ain't at 0.1, y'all. I can't get there. The market leaves me every time. I'm close, but this tells me I'm still running slow. It's almost telling me, Bobby, you should have done a 2-lotter on the downside. Okay, that's fine. Let's see what did our buying power, 38.74, and now we are at 34.140, 34.146. See what that does. 34.146. 34.146. And markets moved down some too, which will increase. So we're 32%. Yeah, that's a beautiful count. There's nothing better that I could do other than maybe put on a little more risk. But I mean, this thing is grooving, baby. Grooving. You hear me? So, I mean, what are you afraid of? So let's go look at the trade that we just did. And then we're going to turn it over for questions. So analyze tab, give me yes. See if I can do this. Let's get all of them here. So here's all my trades. So then if I go to the ones in the last expiration, right? And let's get the ones that I just put on today. So those would be, let me move my little thing up to the top. And I can do them all from there without having to click back and forth. So we did the 40.90. Well, we know all the calls are on there. So one series. Here we go. So yes, here we go. Take all these off. So we did the calls. There's the calls. So we know the calls are in there. We got 3 calls, and then let me click all these puts. And just get the puts with a. Please come on. Well, we got a lot of trades, don't we? All right, here we go. I got all those off. So now I got to get my 3 puts that I did, which were they could put 3,200. What do you get? 3,200. There we go. 3,200. The 35, 30, 34, 80. 35, 30. 34, 80. There it is. Okay, so let's go check this out. See what this looks like.
Guys, you can't be in here. I've already told you. Go to that.
Sure on today, yeah. And this really doesn't matter. This just shows us the standard deviation modes, right? It's just that. So here we are, baby. Here's our frog. You see his little eyes sticking out of the pond. Here's the pond water, and his little eyes are sticking out on either side. Isn't that pretty? So, you know, you sit here and go, man, we're good for a 10% move or a 12% move to the downside. We're great for a 12% move to the upside. This is beautiful. Now, if you want to look at everything in that expiration, how does it affect everything in that expiration? Look at there. I mean, here's the great thing that we can put calls when we got so many puts on is look, what's this? I mean, where are you losing to the upside? Right? Where do I lose to the upside? Let's see where I lose. There's the break even on today, right? But look, even at expiration, 12/17 is the expiration. Look at there, y'all. I'm still up $375. Look at this. I mean, you don't lose. Now your profits may go down, but look at this. Our break even at expiration at 12/17 is what's the market at? 37.4. Here we are, right here, 37.4. Our break even is 5% up, 10% up, 15% up. Is your break even on that upside? Dang, ain't that neat. And look what we got to the downside. Yeah. All right, this is so fun. I love it. All right, Ken, yes, talk to me. I'll bring a spreadsheet in so you can see. Okay.
Okay, before I start this, what was the name of that fellow who you commented on earlier today? The one who saw just spreadsheet only? What was his name?
Did I commented on them?
No, yeah, it's this guy wrote you an email and said that all I see in your videos.
Oh, yeah. In the videos, he said, I think it's probably his first time watching. He says, how do we learn your strategy? You know, really what I'm seeing on your videos is you're just kind of updating your spreadsheet.
Oh, do you remember his name?
I don't remember his name, but
okay, well,
yeah, but I think he was very respectful. I think he was just like, I don't understand. I just see the spreadsheet, you know, it's kind of, I think it was overwhelming to him, right?
Yeah. Well, that's why I want to, before I have my questions, I want to talk to him. Okay, on this business of trader nerds, I'd like to tell you that it is a lot of information. Anything you do will have a lot of information, and you're not going to understand the spreadsheet, the strategy, what the hell's going on here. None of it at first. No one really does. It's kind of like what Bobby said just a few seconds ago. A lot of information, and it's your first time. Stick with it. I've been with this place since day one, and I have seen the thing that we've never mentioned here is what really makes this place special. It's one thing, it's like Napoleon Hill's mastermind group. It's pretty egalitarian here, so feel at home. There are no wrong answers, there's no stupid questions. And so, you know, bear with it. Over the time that I've seen since I've started, it has been a process of evolution. It's been going through, and it started off with, let's say, the 111, as we heard other people do it. And we have collectively refined this technique to be a very remarkable thing. And it was a year ago, we were tested when the November meltdowns, just before Thanksgiving. And a lot of us were talking about, we were pushing our buying power went negative. Some of us got margin calls. All it was like, I don't know all, but Bobby got a couple, I got a couple, I think Matt got a couple. We were pushing it. And since that time, we have refined this thing to be a remarkable instrument, and it is flexible. It's like a Swiss Army knife. And so stick with it. The spreadsheet drove me crazy, and because I didn't make it, I didn't understand it, so I get it. Just stick with it. This latest version is simple enough to apprehend. So to people, to you and people like you who are new, stay the course. Eventually, all will become clear, and you will not regret your choice to stick it out. So that's my little statement for everybody who's coming in new. Okay. So my question on the spreadsheet is, it's really kind of like a formatting thing. Like I just noticed that where you got this blue, like it's, you know, XYZ number of projects, name it. Those are your inputs. Is that a convention that is correct?
Yeah, and
Your
I should
input.
mention that more. So inputs are the blue. The blues are where you put stuff, right? Don't mess with the other colors. These blue stuff is where you put stuff, right? Yeah, we don't mess with any of those.
Is there any code to the red or the green? Does that mean anything like related to whatever? Is it just, are there just colors that you like?
I just chose different colors.
Okay.
So, and like
Yeah.
I did credit and closing credit, you know, kind of the, you know, say they kind of related, you know, but
Okay.
yeah, there's no conventions to anything other than, hey, I want to use a different color, just make it look pretty. But yeah, the
Okay.
only thing that you fill in, see, and it's the same way over here, right? You only fill in blue stuff. So like Ed, I didn't tell him that he was starting to fill in the date here. You don't fill in the date. Date's red. The date comes from here. It feeds
Yeah.
here, right? So yeah, we need to have just a spreadsheet class to kind of go over some of these little things. You only fill in the blue.
Okay. And yeah, that was something that drove me crazy. And then, and actually some of my questions about the spreadsheet disappeared. It disappeared a lot today, so it wasn't such a big deal after all. But it's starting is this one makes sense to me, and it's easier. And I got to tell you, switching like this to looking at those metrics and looking at the overall picture has made all the difference in the world. Last night I was looking for call 111s, and I just in the E-mini, and I just couldn't find any. You have to go to 112s if you're going to make something with the call side. It's just the volatility is so low. The premium isn't good. But I like, it's just I like that's why I would put one on today. Is that you did the 112? I said, oh well, I should have done that last night, and so that kind of thing.
And I think I'll always like having more on the put side than the call side. You know, like we said, I really can't lose to the upside ever, right? If I keep a ton of them on the put, so it just increases my theta overall. The probabilities are still in my favor. It's a high class problem, right? With so many on the put side, putting one or two on the call side here and there is not going to hurt at all.
The negative thing about calls for me is that they linger. When you're up there and we have price changes, you'd expect the premium to shift accordingly, but somehow I call it the sticky premium on the call side. You could sell a naked call and the price drops like a stone and it still sits up there at a high premium for days and days and days. It's just sticky. And then the decay doesn't happen until later on in the life of the of the option. So that's one thing that could cause you some discomfort, but that, like you say, it's a high class problem. So anyway, I believe it or not, most of my questions just up and disappeared on me, and so I'm kind of done. What I did want to say to that fellow is like, this is not from Bobby. This is from one of the people in the peanut gallery. Is that this is worth your time, and so there's my end of commercial message. Yeah.
Well, thanks for those kind words. Yeah, and Ken is true. So Ken's been here. When we first did our very first session, I guess is it almost 3 years?
Yeah, it'd be
Okay.
three.
This December.
2 full years. We'll complete our second year in December.
Okay.
And begin our 3rd year. Yeah.
Been our 3rd year. Yeah. So it's been a long time. And Ken has seen us chase a lot of shiny stuff. We chased draft keys, we did individual stocks, we did everything. And then we kind of got off on the AIM, which was working really well. And then we kind of got burnt on that and couldn't do anything. It was hard to protect against that. That's still I think a long-term thing. So then we got back into options rather than the AIM. And then we migrated over we had a really rough first 3 months of this year. And with the AIM thing. So, but the fun thing is during the AIM collapse, what we saw was, hey, wait a minute, even though the AIM stuff is killing, look what's been doing good. And the 111 and 112 thing was just killing it, even during that time. So then we were like, okay, well, maybe we need to focus on that. And then we were like, you know, I was slow to the party, but we found out that, hey, wait a minute, don't view them as individual trades, look at them from the portfolio level. And Ken will tell you, that's the thing that we started with to begin with, is portfolio level. So, you know, it's funny how we as traders will chase, you know, the different things and the different shiny objects and all that. And then you come back right where you were, right where it was working before, and you come back to your bread and butter type stuff, and it's portfolio management. It really is.
Yeah.
All right.
One,
Anyone-
yeah, just one more comment. I was doing it, I was doing my mentorship on outside trader nerds. So I was kind of like going in and out and in and out. So I sort of got a good perspective because I didn't see it every day. And I was doing my thing, and I noticed it was the same thing happening to me you started doing. And as that it became, I thought I was surprised that I became delta neutral. I mean, I haven't had deltas that close to zero ever. I couldn't believe it. It's like, what is going on? It's like, usually I'll always be plus or minus 50 to 100 deltas. It just seems I could never get to zero. And not that necessarily that's 100% desired, but it happened. And I wasn't trying to do it. And I saw your deltas were dropping. And you showed it a couple videos ago, how like you were at the deltas and then they dropped and close to zero. And it's a consequence of this shift of getting off the strategy or the trade and moving at the whole portfolio. And we weren't even, no one seemed to be trying to do that, but that's what happened. And it has made, we kind of stumbled into an extremely stable portfolio. And it's amazing and very resilient. And especially for you newer guys with smaller accounts, this is the way to go. And I guess my last comment is thanks to Ed for reminding us about T-bills. Most of us came into this from the stock and option or the index and option side of things. I was a futures guy from day one. And that was the only way you could make money. You know, in a stock account, if your excess cash earns interest. But in a futures account, your cash in your account is held in an escrow and you don't make anything from it. So, but they did have a feature where you could buy T-bills and they would up to a certain percentage. You had to hold a small percentage of cash. And I seem to think it was either 25 or 35% had to be cash. And the rest of it you could put in T-bills and they would honor those as cash. And that's what you did in the futures world. And Ed reminded us that, hey, well, since most of us are now doing the micros and the E-minis, well, that's futures. So the money that's set aside to in your account is not gaining interest. So by getting these T-bills, you're correcting that. And I'm glad he reminded people, because most of us who haven't gone the futures route have no idea that this is legit. And the question for me is, I'm going to go ask him today, as a matter of fact, what percentage of my account has to stay cash and put the rest in T-bills. And it's very safe. And for some of y'all, it's one more thing. It's a new thing, but it's a good thing. So anyway, I'm done burning my mouth off. So thank you.
Ken, that's a great thing. And yeah, I remember a couple of years ago, I went on a wild goose chase to try to figure out where to park my extra cash for additional interest or something. And I was basically looking at kind of mutual fund stuff, no load mutual funds that were cash, money market type things, you know. And I was like, oh man, the returns aren't that good. And you know, with the T-bills, the returns or the interest on those have been low, but now that interest rates are rising, it's really something to consider, you know. And I had no idea how to buy a T-bill. Right, had no idea. And so Ed showed me how to go in and buy one. I bought my first one this week, and I'll probably be buying another one next week. And I'm going to be using it in probably some of my accounts. And it is cool. So Ed, if we do have like say we've got $100,000 account, and we're not going to try to use over 50% of our buying power, what amount of cash can we put in T-bills safely? 50%? Okay,
Hey, Bobby, I can come on and
so on a $100,000 account, I could buy $51,000 T-bills, because the minimum is 1,000, right? So I could buy 50 of those. Now, what if we get, if we need, if all of a sudden our buying power goes up to 60% that we're using on options? At that point, will they count our T-bills as kind of collateral, or do we have to cash a couple of those in
hey,
to
Bobby,
free up money?
Bobby.
Yeah, hey, Ed.
Oh, I couldn't tell if you could hear me. Yeah, so for those that are using, look, I'm gonna have to do a session on this. So let's schedule one in the next week or so and do it. I'm starting to get more interest again. And I'm happy to do a session on it. For those of you that are using Thinkorswim, first, let me answer one of your questions. I am currently running at about 80, a little over 80% in T-bills. So, and I still have cash amounting to almost 15% buying power, still free. So I'm at 80% T-bills. I still have 15% of my buying power left, and I've got probably not quite half of a load, maybe 40% of a load of regular 1-1X positions working. So there's plenty of room. Only once have I had, okay, so if you're in your Thinkorswim, there's something called cash and sweep vehicle. If you look on your account info, there's option buying power, net lick.
Right up here.
Day trade, there you go, right there. That number, which we're all, it's right in our face. So that number, as long as it's a positive number, you are not incurring margin interest. If that number goes negative, you are about to incur margin interest because there's a settlement period. So if you're right on the edge and you do a 1-1X or whatever you're doing, and your cash number goes negative, there are a couple things at play, and this is a little technical, but again, once you do a little of the homework and test the waters, it's really not super complicated. The mechanics of doing an order aren't that challenging, but they're new to anyone. They're no more difficult than coming in here and learning to do these option trades, that's for sure. So if that number goes negative, you just log into your Thinkorswim account, your Ameritrade account. You can't do it on the platform, but you can do it on the website. You just go to your T-bill and click on it and tell it how much you want to sell, just like you clicked on it and said, I want to buy 1. So if you had bought 100, and it's 1 per 1,000, so Bob, you bought $1,000 worth here. If there was a 1,000 number right there, that would mean you bought $100,000 worth of T-bills. So if your cash goes negative, say by 5,000, you can just go click on that 100,000 and sell 5 of it or sell 10 of it. And it's automatically done. It happens within seconds. I had to sell 15,000 of a T-bill about 3 weeks ago. And I went click, click, click. And within like a minute, I had 12,000 negative in cash. So I sold 15,000 worth. It was all alleviated immediately in the platform. It cost me $2.10 in commission to exit that $15,000 piece. So the commissions are almost ridiculously nothing. It's not even a concern.
Oh, that's great.
And again, I could go on, but we'll do a session and get into this. So there's a little bit of a gray area between what is marginable and what is a margin loan. So T-bills are marginable up to 99%. So if you put 100,000 in a T-bill and that's all you had, you could still trade with up to $99,000 of that money.
Isn't that cool? So look at this,
It is
y'all.
pretty cool.
So
It
this
is
is
pretty
this
cool.
little $3,000 account here, right? Or $2,000 account, whatever this one is. So I don't know, man. It's really cool having it, in here. And Ed, don't tell them, you don't have to tell them anything about your account size or anything. But Ed's adding like a few $1,000s of guaranteed income to his account by doing this, right?
Yes. Yeah, and this is something I used to do, and as Ken mentioned, like way back in the day, for us older people who remember interest rates before 2008, there was always money to be had in T-bills. So it wasn't a problem to park. Right now, there is no money being paid. Like Ameritrade just went from 0.01 last time I looked a couple weeks ago, it was 0.3%. Which is what they're paying on their money market account. So T-bills are paying 3.7. So basically, Ameritrade is taking our cash, paying us 0.3, and they can roll it into a 1 month T-bill and make 3.7, and they're making 3.4% annualized on every dollar of excess cash that they have available. Of course, the other thing they do is loan it out in margin loans where they're making probably over 10 right now. So separate issue. Look, there's a lot of words flying around here, and it's a lot of foreign language for those that aren't familiar with it. The thing to keep, and again, it would take quite a bit of time to go through all of this, but it is worth doing. I'm earning
Absolutely, yeah.
I'm earning 3.7+%. Now, I've been doing this for a few months, so some of my money's in the lower threes and yada, yada, but as they roll free, because I'm going from 1 month out to 6. So as they mature, I'm putting it in new ones, so my average rate is going up. Again, for those that heard me talking last week, my trading plan, I'm calling for a 15.5% return. That's what I'm targeting for my portfolio. And I'm planning on getting 3.5% of that from T-bills. So I only have to make 12% on my trading account to hit my 15.5. Now, is that going to happen? I don't know. We'll throttle that account at that level for a while. If I'm making less, I'll lower it. If I'm making more, I'll raise it. But that's that's what it looks like I can make running all these Greeks in a relatively conservative fashion. So that's my goal, is to do that now. The other thing to think about is like, oh, I'm confused. I don't understand all these words, all these percentages, all this craziness. If you have 100,000 in an account and your buying power, like your account, Bobby, you got 105 in there and you're at 35% buying power, right? So that means you have over $65,000+, almost 70,000 that you're not even using. That's cash just sitting there. If you look in your cash and sweep, that'll probably tell you something around 60-something thousand dollars, I'm guessing. That is the money you can put in T-bills and not sweat it. So if you don't want to push it up to the limit, buy $20,000 worth of a 1 month and watch what it does to your cash and sweep. It should just lower it by a modest amount. And you can kind of, just like I say, when you're starting a campaign in the 1-1X, start low and edge. Don't run to your buying power. Put them on periodically, every few days or whatever, depending on your account size, etc. Let those put debit spreads mature, and you get a feel for it. You can do the same thing. When I first did the T-bills, I did 1 tranche. I'm up to 5 tranches now because I wasn't positive exactly how it was going to play out in my account. So I did 1, and then I did another, and then the next week I did another, and then another. And you can just see that this is doing nothing to affect my buying power. So now I've had as high as 92% in T-bills. When I got that little $12,000, it's not even a margin call. It's like your negative cash, you're about to incur margin interest, not a margin.
Yeah.
I'm about to pay margin interest, and that's.
And we don't want to do that.
Technicality, because there is a difference between a margin call and incurring a margin loan. So when it flashed that I had a $12,000 shortage, I'm like, okay, I can't run it at 92%. So I cut back and I went into the upper 80s. I just had a bunch mature last week and this week that I've rolled. And after rolling them, and I'm basically at my full load, I still have 15% buying power left over. So, unless we have a massive pullback, I think I can by my calculation, I can ride my portfolio up to the max load that I think I want to carry in 1-1X positions and still have all these T-bills on. So yeah, I'm looking at earning a small 5-figure amount just on the T-bill activity. That's it. I'll end my free money advertisement. I don't get a penny off of this, Bobby. You don't get a penny off of it, but everyone who does this is putting money in your pocket and taking it out of your brokerage firm's pocket.
That's
And
what they
once you
do.
understand how it works, it's really simple. It's really
And
simple.
we're helping America, y'all. Our government needs us. They need our money. And they're paying us
stopped
back
up.
interest.
That may or may not encourage people to do it, but I will tell you one thing, you're definitely helping yourself. You can step into it slowly. When I have the session, I'll teach people how to do the ladder where you do in a 1 and a 2 month or a 1, 2 and 4 month. And then as they mature, you just go out to the longer expiration in the short-term time frame that you've picked. You can just do a 1 month and roll it from one to the other.
Well,
And
here's
for
what I would
those-
tell people too, right? Look, if you're like me and you were like, I have no idea about this, just buy one. See what it does, right?
And that's what
buy
you're
one.
doing there, Bobby. So like your open
Just play.
P&L, that's 32 cents. So sometimes and I've had people ask me this, there are two things I want to mention. First, when you buy the T-bill at auction, which is what you did, you pay no commission. You get the average rate at the auction, which means there's all kind of people bidding on the price on these auctions. They put in, I want to earn this rate, I want to earn that rate, and they average out all those rates and fill everyone's order. And when we put our order in at quote auction, it automatically gets the average price. So sometimes on the day of the fill, the day they fill them, which was yesterday, the market moves and it fills at a price, but the market maybe moves against us in a tiny way. So that's what happened to you here. You're incurring a 32-cent loss on your $1,000 purchase. If you click the one quantity, click the one right there, Bobby. It shows you bought it on the 3rd, and then the price you paid is the cost, 99.7184. Okay. So it's just like your options or whatever else you're trading. When you click on that number, it tells you what your price is. These things wiggle around a little tiny bit with daily interest rate movements.
So if I bought it at 99.71, does this mean that I'm gonna be paid $100 for it? It's gonna go back to 100 at.
That's exactly right. These
Okay.
T-bills are bought at a discount and
Yeah.
mature for face value.
Mature faith value. So they're $1,000 T-bills, y'all. So I bought one. So it cost me it cost me $997.18. And they're gonna pay me $1,000 in 30 days.
Exactly. Now look, if you look at your 1,000, it's squat. Okay. Now when you messaged me this last night,
I said, you SOB, you
Well,
taking me down. I'm down
you're
32 cents, you
32-cent
bastard.
loss.
Oh, I'm sorry,
I went ahead and calculated what is this T-bill going to earn for you this year. So the last night, you remember we talked, and I said, what is this T-bill going to earn? So I calculated, and it was like, I don't know, $33 or $36 a year, which sounds like squat. Like, well, why is that worth me doing? Well, if you have $100,000 excess buying power, that's $3,700 a year that you're earning interest that you weren't going to earn before. Ameritrade was going to earn it. You go earn it. So yeah, and if you're in multi-hundred thousands, you can just do the math and figure like, wow, this really is going to amount. It looks like pennies, but sometimes our option trades look like pennies too, but they end up adding up over the course of time.
So y'all, I'm gonna make, wait a minute, let's make sure. So I'm gonna make, let's see, so they're gonna pay me back $100. I bought it for 99.72. So I'm gonna make 29 cents per whatever, right? 29 cents times 10. Is that what I'm gonna make? So I'm gonna make $2.90 on
That
this.
is correct. Now
Okay.
you do that every 13 weeks. These are 4-week T-bills that you bought.
Mhm.
They're not actually a month. They're 4 weeks, which is 28 days. You do the math, 365 divided by 28 days, you can basically roll a T-bill 13 times. So if you take that number and multiply it by 13,
$37. So I'll be making 1.3% on the.
$37. And again, if you multiply that by, say you have 100,000 in excess cash, it's $3,770. And rates are still projected to go higher.
And
when
here's
they
the thing,
top
y'all.
out-
Here's why I'm upset that I hadn't been doing it. You say, Bobby, you're gonna make $2.90. Okay. What have I been doing with this account? Nothing. It's just sitting there. Why not get my $2.90?
And again, this is you testing the waters. Clearly,
it's
this is
me
not
testing
going
the
to make a meaningful difference.
No,
You
no,
can't buy a McDonald's Happy Meal with it. So it's not that big a deal.
And that's what I
But
wanted to do
again,
first, right?
You do it,
Yeah.
and look, once you're in an auction, you do the auction, it's on Tuesday. When you do the Tuesday auction, the thing closes on Wednesday, the auction takes place on Thursday, it settles on Friday. I mean, on Thursday, okay? I'm sorry, it closes on Thursday and settles the following Tuesday. So I had T-bills that matured on Tuesday. This coming Tuesday. So I clicked last Tuesday, and you can basically buy the T-bill a week ahead of it maturing. And the expiring T-bill, the maturing T-bill will mature on the day that your other one is going to have a payment due. And that's how you get all 13 weeks in. You don't let it renew and wait a week. Let it renew and wait a week. Renew it when it's about to mature, and you catch all 13 weeks. Again, it sounds weird. It sounds like a lot of jibber jabber, but again, everyone should be looking at their cash and sweep level. You know, keep that level there and knock 20 grand off of it, and the rest is what you can put into T-bills. Take a third of that amount, put it in the T-bill on next week's auction. And then watch and see what it does. You pay no commission to get in. There's virtually, because it's only a 1 month maturity, even if rates quote move against you unquote like this one did, it matures for its face value in a month.
So
the
when it
only time
matures,
it's
I don't have to,
really-
I don't have to sell it back either, right? It just matures.
Yeah, it automatically matures. The automatically puts the money right back in your account.
Okay. I love
We'll talk, Bobby. We're going to do a session. We'll advertise it, and I'll try to corral up everyone who has some interest, and we can do this. I do have some appointments early next week with a couple of people to do some T-bill auction at the 1 and the 4 week and 8 week auctions. So, you know, maybe we'll somehow convert that into a session. If not, I'll just flat out do a session sometime soon.
it. Okay, awesome. All right, guys, y'all have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. I will see you Monday.